Yes, my esteemed viewers, arrangement have been your usual case. As the previous episodes, I've been taking you through the introduction information literacy, and then the others of those of Blue that I took you through recent the previous weeks. This time around, my second video about the information literacy, I'll be taking you through the information sources. Definitely as a definition, as you know. These are any materials or records, at times documents that provide data or knowledge on particular projects or subjects. The classifications that we have the primary, we have the secondary, and then we have the tertiary. But for this time round, we shall be emphasizing more with the what? The primary sources. We shall be emphasizing more with the primary sources. These are usually this is a direct first-hand piece of evidence that is created at a time or event by someone who's directly experienced, who has experienced the event or the phenomenon. Now, for this case, if you've gone to court, I don't know if you have any cases of court. Which example should I give? Okay, for court, if you've gone to high court, if you have a suspect and you need eyewitnesses, it's more of an issue where you get you need to have an eyewitness who must have been at the scene or who must have observed or witnessed by sight, known to have information firsthand, like I heard from someone. It doesn't matter of how much you heard. What matters most is what you've seen or experienced by yourself or been hit by, like you've experienced firsthand things, like firsthand you've experienced things like surreal. And the extics are always the originality of the what of the experience. There's you must have raw data, and then unmediated evidence, which unmediated it must be on you, and then which is time related. Usually we have examples. We usually go in for documents and then creative works, and we have oral histories and then interviews. Usually interviews usually the interviews are done firsthand. You have to face with a interview, and then the questionnaire. You face the interviewer face to face, and then we have artifacts. We usually have artifacts. We have scientific data. Scientific data was usually you usually have analysis, and then that's laboratory. You usually do laboratory work. For laboratory, you obviously have to do things by yourself, and then you do the analysis, quantitative or qualitative. Quantitative or qualitative. You do the analysis yourself, and there must be another cases of anyway. We can hold the purposes. There's raw evidence. There's a research foundation. There's insight into context. There is raw evidence, research foundation, and then insight into the context. And there's direct connection, and there is direct connection. As I promised of recent, as I promised in this video at the start, lately I'll more emphasize in this video more and more emphasis on the primary sources. Usually these are the roles in research and time frame and then reliability, and the examples in various fields, which is history and then speech bio. That's usually an issue. That is a speech by Winston Churchill during the Second World War. And then there is science. Which science? That's when you go for science. That's the original data from the scientific experiment, such that the raw measurements or the field observations that you must have got from the field. And then the art. There is the painting, The Starry Night by Vincent van Jogger, and then usually the maybe you can go in for the pros and what the pros and the pros and the cons. Mm. We're going for the pros and cons. Uh, the pros, those are the advantages, and then the cons are the disadvantages. For this, I don't want to rush you so big. Maybe I'll this year we can have this inclusive since we've touched it. But these are the pros are the advantages, and then the cons are disadvantages. Yeah, the pros usually offer the direct access to the past or first-hand accounts. Now, for instance, if you take analysis from the laboratory, it there's though you get attached into the you have an attachment onto what you experienced, like you're giving like you're giving when you're giving first-hand information, like someone's an eyewitness is always attached to what has seen, like he or she has. If someone has gotten engaged or has seen something evidently by sight, like you there's the way you what there's you offer direct access. You always attach to something. You do experience, like real when it comes out, like your real self. And then there is providing authentic original thought or raw data. Then there is facilitating new insights or original analysis. Mhm. Now for that, you can facilitate original new analysis. I can explanations. Maybe I will take you through the next video. And there is the cons, which are the disadvantages. Here you offer or require um, offer or require. There's like there's often this often require interpretation and then contextual knowledge. Here can be incomplete or based. Here it may be difficult to analyze without background or expertise. Usually if the eyewitness wasn't there, if you go to high court and has given evidence, it's usually so hard to analyze without what difficult analyze without the background exercise or expertise. And then benchmark, I'll take you through the next episode. The secondary main bench mirror. Maybe I'll this shout out to the Gomo Electronics. These are my main sponsors. They're doing a lot of work in the background, and they do electronics. They do line voting. They do tracking of vehicles and any electronics, and they do a lot of things